Your collective message is violent rejection. I feel like, okay, so even as I'm reading this, I'm like, who the fuck is this person? Because naturally, I mean, I feel inclined to say that this person's probably fire sign, water sign, because of the attachment level, the fact that they're so like in your face, on your case, like basically strapped to your dick and riding and shit. Like, this shit is obnoxious. It's annoying, right? Because they're riding your energy. Basically, people don't know how to let go of your coattails when you say no. I've talked about this on the channel before, how people hate when certain people say no, because that recertifies their fears, that makes them feel insecure, makes them feel helpless, and so they'll attack you, right? So this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a situation where somebody is not necessarily attacking you, but definitely doing a lot of stalking, doing a lot of research, and possibly just consistently watching you, because they can't forget basically what you said. That's what I say. Okay, you might be older than this individual. I would say you might be slightly older. I'm also seeing something to do with your come up after this whole situation. You guys might have kids together, right? Because I can see there's something in the middle here that still keeps you attached. It could be kids, it could be location. Could also be that y'all go to the same school. You might go to the same workplace, occupation. I don't know why you decided to do workplace romance at all. Like, that was a horrible decision, but here we are without however many months later, and you're still doing the job. So I mean, it is what it is, right? You could have left a long time ago, but you're waiting on this. I feel like it's like a stakeout where you're waiting on this bitch to leave first. You said, bitch, you leave first. You're like looking across the, bitch, you leave first. I'm not gonna leave. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Now, this could be like a real rough scenario, because I want to say it ended super rough, but they didn't get into the workplace for some reason. Like, there might have been a physical altercation even. There might have been like a physical altercation where y'all had like, you might have had to remove this dude out of the house, because I feel like it's a dude, right? You might have had to kick this bitch out the house, okay? Naturally, I feel inclined to say that this was a very violent relationship. Either way, I could see yelling back and forth. I could see verbal altercation. I could see somebody was talking to a lot of whores. Crazy whore. Okay, so, oh my God. What is with y'all? Y'all were stiffing it. Like, you were biffing it all through this whole entire relationship. You suspected this person of a certain type of behavior, and yet you never, ever, ever questioned them, right? I feel like you also had questionable behavior as well, but it wasn't in this way. You might have been flirtatious outside of the relationship, which was making this person insecure. And so as like kind of like a back burner thing, they went back to an ex, or they dealt with somebody that you really triggered you. Okay, because I'm picking up heavily on your insecurities being triggered as well. I'm also picking up on the fact that this person might have had hope that they could rekindle the connection even after cheating on you or dealing with a couple of other, people in the background. They might have hoped that they could kind of gain some sort of affection or attention from you that you weren't giving them prior. But I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. And the reason why I'm not seeing that is because y'all said fuck you. I mean, this is the more pettier part of you, I feel like, coming out. It's like you refuse to re-encounter, re-deal with somebody because the pettiness inside of you says, like, you got to make sure this person knows what they done. Okay. Even though it's kind of nice, it's not your job. Like, it's not your job to teach them that. It's just not your job. Like, what you should have been doing, honestly, in this situation is cutting it off from the beginning, from the get-go. You knew from the beginning what it was, and yet it developed into a very toxic relationship. That's what I'm picking up on. Picking up on the fact that you couldn't work because of this person, or it's a way of abuse, okay? It's a way of manipulation where this person would cry when you would go to work, or they would do all this extra shit when you would go to work so that you would end up... I was just talking about this on Who's Reading, though. Whose reading was this? Taurus, maybe? Taurus or Capricorn? I think both of them, honestly. Like, just a lot of toxic manipulation and gameplay. It might have been a Pisces. Like I said, water signs are very iffy on this shit because they get so attached to somebody, especially when you're dealing with someone toxic. They get so attached to somebody that it's like any moment or any minute that they're away from them, they kind of suffer, and they suffer in silence. They'll look at you with like sad eyes and shit, like a small puppy dog. You're like, did I just kick a fucking puppy? Like you just end up feeling bad for them essentially. But that is abuse. That is manipulation. It's emotional manipulation. Okay. It's nothing less and nothing more than emotional manipulation. Okay. So now that you're doing super fucking well, impeccable. I also heard there's something about eating like decadent food or something, like something about eating a little bit richer. You're like, ooh, suddenly I got a taste for lobster or something, taste for something special. Maybe it has to do with alcohol as well, maybe going out for drinks and shit. But okay, so oh my god, this is such a big trigger for me, right? I'm not gonna make this about me. So somebody thought they could live at large off of your bank account or off of what you were making, and that's why you couldn't get ahead within work, because you couldn't invest within yourself when you needed to invest within yourself. They became obsessed with this idea that they could have fun on your money and on your time with on your schedule, right? They became obsessed with taking up everything that you could possibly create in your life. Then what I see happening with you, right? Yeah, so you ended up feeling depressed or like shit, right? Because there was nothing that you can do. Essentially, you felt that way, right? Because you felt like, oh yeah, well, I'm in love, so y'all, that's fucking stupid. That's not a loving situation. When someone's gaslighting you into a relationship, it's not love. Sorry. Let me see the outcome of this situation, right? Because we're dragging it on. The Tower. Okay, so if it hasn't ended already, it's ended. Okay, and it's ending for good, meaning this is like a turning point in your life where you're never going back. You're never going back. Okay, so don't even worry about it. Okay, so I can see some of you guys, this person is going to continue to stalk and sneak around in the background. There's really nothing that you can do about that on social media, right? So I can see Temperance here, you finding balance and you finding more courage to stand up for yourself. That is a given, because it's kind of like you felt like you needed to dim yourself down or dumb yourself down for somebody else. And now you're able to come out with the real punches where like anybody who comes your way with the same type of energy, you're just going to end up knocking them the fuck out. And now we got, okay, so Eight of Pentacles. That's not too bad. I would say you have more shady people heading your way right the fuck now. You just got to be aware of yourself, okay? Queen of Pentacles, you got to embrace this side to you that might be a little bit more masculine. That might be a little bit harder on people, right? Because here's the challenge. If they want your love, they're gonna have to earn it. And that's just the way it is, you know? There is no other pattern that you can't send these people on a voyage to your heart without like challenging them a little bit, right? I would say be careful of people standing in between your work and like I would say, you know best. Okay, you know best. Don't let people chime in the background. I feel like this is just to earth signs. Don't let people keep chiming around in the background, because that shit is just mad triggering in the first place. Like they keep talking about, oh, I mean, you could do this and this and this for work. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I know best. That's just the way it is. That's what I would say. Fuck them.